test. What I'm going to do is put this down here. Test. Yeah, that'll work. They covered this thing in fucking grease to where it's... I get that they didn't want it to rust, but the thing is just caked in some kind of lube. But basically what we're trying to do is we got this caul, which is a multi-purpose, very uniquely and well-designed part that allows me to press any radius fret with just one tool. And is it expensive and hard to get a caul with all the inserts and go that route? No, it's cheaper and it's maybe the better way. But I've not used one of these tools, and I've heard people like them, so I'm going to try it out. And rather than use my drill press as the press for this, I bought a dedicated arbor press. Now, this arbor press was not very expensive, and it's amazing, like, in a world of just getting cheap crap that doesn't work, that's meant to break and be thrown in a landfill, this is not that case. So it's cool when you get a tool that's all steel and, you know, rugged and built to last and is inexpensive. And you see that they can build something like this for $50 and it makes you think, well, why the fuck can't they build other stuff efficiently and economically, you know? Or why can't they build it at least better quality? Because, you know, this was a bit of work to machine this and create this device. But it's a perfect device. However, the caul does not fit in the receiver on this. So I'm going to have to use my drill press to drill it probably another ½ inch further. I'm going to use these calipers to take an exact measurement, and I have a pair of digital calipers over here that I think I'll use instead on this, just because, hey, that's one thing you want in a shop is a lot of different calipers. They definitely come in handy. But yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is measure the caul so that when I insert the shaft, and I'm just going to shove that shaft right in there and just bang it right up there. And I want that shaft, I want it to go full shaft, but when it's fully inserted, I want it to hit back. So I want it to hit back by, you know, a ½ mil or something. A 64th of an inch or something ridiculous. No, it doesn't need to be that close of a tolerance. It just needs to be at least like 95% inserted. The shaft needs to be 95% inserted, and then it hits back, right? Because if you make this thing, if you insert this shaft all the way in and it does not hit back because the shaft is too short, the problem that you run into is now all the weight is on the shaft. And that's what happened to Lou Bass when he got crooked dick. No, I'm just kidding. All the weight is on the shaft. Yeah, the mic's over here, so I got to talk this way. But yeah, that's a good measurement there. I feel good about that. I'll lock that in right there. So I'm going to go that deep If I need to go a little deeper, I can. I got some room, so I'll leave myself a mill there. We'll tighten that up, then that doesn't move. And then that's right where I'll set my drill bit, right? I got to get a drill bit that's the same diameter as that, which I got one right here. Okay. I'm going to say this guy. Yeah, this guy right here. This guy may do the trick. If it's not slightly big, but... But that's why it's good to have multiple calipers, because I'm going to use this measurement. Oh, I didn't even realize that had that on there. That's kind of nice. I'm going to use this measurement for setting the depth, you know, with painter's tape of where I want it to go to. And then I'm going to use this caliper to measure the diameter of the shaft. And we'll use this side, so that's where I need to be there. Okay. And this drill bit's just slightly small, which is fine. We'll get a thicker, longer shafted drill bit to pound this hole out. Which is what the doctor ordered anyway. Now, I don't know this one. Now, this one will probably be too big. It's like the Goldilocks story or whatever. Nah, that's just about right. That's going to work perfect. Okay. So we got our bit, which is just a 3/8 inch. And I didn't know what this was, but that's 3/8 inch apparently. So that's good. Yep, 3/8 inch on the caliper. So we're good to go there, and now we need to set the drill bit to that depth. So just grab some painter's tape, and we'll throw a little line on here. I'll pull up the chat here in just a minute. I can't see if anybody's saying anything, but if you're just tuning in, oh shit. What we're doing here is we're going to drill out this press rod here and make it just shy of the depth of the shaft on this very interesting tool for pressing frets into your guitar. See if I can turn the volume up on this too here. I think I could do some audio production. I think that'll be a good depth right there. But if I stop there, I should be golden. Okay. No. I got that measurement wrong. Okay, that is where we want to be. I see, because that tip. I see. because we're going to have to contend with the tip there. And that's what's making it look shorter. Okay, and now I got to get this press shaft out of here, and I think I just take this off. This is a new piece for me. Like I said, I paid $45 for it, which I think is very economical. Oh, you know what? No, I'm doing this all wrong. This ain't gonna help me at all. To get this out of here, I'm gonna need to remove these guys. These are just for the action as far as what I'm removing right now. Okay. Yeah, these needed... Yeah, so mine were... Yeah, let me make sure I'm using the right... right size here. Don't want to strip this. No. Oh yeah, I don't want to change that yet. That's all right. Just a little bit small. There we go. See, I'll save that because that works for the other ones. All right, I'm gonna pop that off. And it's a good thing I'm doing this anyway, because I wouldn't have known that bolt was loose, which is not going to give me a good secure attachment here. Not that it's really that big of a deal, but with this thing pressing against it in an odd way, it's not ideal. Oh yeah, both sides were loose on this side. Gotta always inspect what you expect with gear, with new gear especially. Okay. But I'm excited to have a quick, efficient way to do stainless steel fret jobs on guitars, because I feel that's the way the industry's trending right now. I think a lot of people are realizing that with the installation of a stainless steel 0 fret or putting an entirely new fret job on your guitar, stainless steel frets, if it's done right, it's pretty much set it and forget it. And depending on the nut material, you can get a guitar to where it's really very little maintenance for the life of the ownership, you know? I'm not going to say no maintenance, but because that's not true. And weather conditions and all this shit, humidity, environmental, can definitely take a toll, but that's what we're drilling out. It's just not deep enough. God damn, they covered this thing in grease. Let me just wipe this off. First things first, guys, let's fucking wipe this shaft off. We got this lubed up shaft here that's just... it's fucking disgusting. I don't want to have it in my hands. I'm not happy about it. Alright. And I got some good lube and grease to put back on here when we're done if we need to, but it's entirely unnecessary. Like, they lube only like 1/8 of the shaft just over here, so they don't even get any on the gears, and the whole rest of the thing's covered. It's, what's the fucking point? When I put it back on, I'll put a little lube right here, and you know, I mean, I don't want it to where this thing starts rusting, so I can leave a small sheen of it on there, but nothing like it was. Okay, so we're gonna need to use a machine vise to mount this. I got a couple different machine vices. However, I don't know that this one is going to be big enough, so I might have to go to my storage container and get a bigger one. Or you know what I could do? Ooh, I know what I can do. This will work well. I'm going to take this platform, lower it down, and then I'm going to secure this vise here onto that so that nothing moves, and then I will put the shaft in here to hold it and then come down on it that way. So that'll work. Then I don't have to go get a bunch of other shit to make this job happen. I got this level, which of course is important. If it doesn't look level in the camera, it is. It's perfectly level there. And because I haven't used this drill press for a bit, and I just put it in this position, I'm going to secure this down now into these 2x4s that it's sitting on, because this table is just a bunch of 2x4s stuck together. It's not the sturdiest thing. It's pretty decent though. It's safe, at least, you know. As long as I secure this down, I'll be safe. It's not going to be like aerospace tolerance or military spec. Not that military spec is always that good anyway. Okay? We don't have to be within like thousandths of an inch or anything here. But I do want it secure. I do want it stable. I don't want shit flying around. So I'm going to secure that vise to this platform. I'm going to lower that down. First, I'm going to secure this to the foundation that it's on, which should only take me a couple minutes here. Taking these gloves off to reuse them, because I'm a cheap bastard that way. Gloves get expensive. God damn. And, you know, if you live out in the sticks, you don't want to have to go stop a project just to go buy gloves. Gets ridiculous. Okay. We'll grab us a couple washers and a couple of screws. Just to secure this down. Again, not ideal, but it's what we're going to do to make it safe in this case so I can get the job done. Because you don't want a drill press moving on you or flying around while you're trying to use it. The hell am I doing? I got a bunch more screws over here. I thought this is my little catch-all thing for screws. Usually I'll have what I need in there, but of course in this case I don't. Yeah, that'll work. I mean, if I really want to go deep, I could do that. But I'm not going to. I'm going to just put... That's a nice deep one there. But I don't need to go that deep. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. There we go. Right size for the job. Whoops. Where'd that nail go? Okay, so we'll put a couple washers on this. And we'll be off and running. Now let me see if I can fuck with this audio, make that any better. And just throw these down there real quick. Hey, that's not going nowhere now. Like I said, this table moves a bit, but at least we got it level. Not going to just go flying on us. Okay. Lower this guy down. Take this off now. Okay, I don't think I'll need the wood on here. Or maybe I will. That'll just make it easy because I can come. I think I'll use a piece that actually fits this that's a little bit wider. I actually got a piece right out here that I used yesterday for something that'll work perfect. All right, it's time to relax back, take a little break. Got some tools there I needed. Have a little puff. Maybe do a jam here. Check the chat, see if there's anybody in there. I started streaming again, though, if you guys didn't notice. And maybe not for long, I don't know. I kind of have fun getting on here sharing from time to time, though. I saw the recent, let me know if the audio's alright, too. I could probably improve it. What's happening, folks? Who do we got in the chat here? And if I talk, you know, when I say if the audio's good, I mean when I'm talking this way, because when I'm facing over here right now, it makes sense you're not going to hear me. Test, test, test. You're nice. OSHA's calling for a dust collector for drill shavings. Just in case the drill press might fly off the bench, you need safety booted steel shoes. And I almost forgot you need ear protection. I got lots of ear protection. I got plenty of goggles. Yeah, we're going to do the goggles. I got these really good goggles. If you're, it's all about safety. Lou Bass. I don't really need ear protection for this. Unfortunately, I've blown my ears beyond what this will do any damage. Soul protection. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Alright, I'm gonna put the audio back over here so I can work. How about the video? Like, can you see what's going on decent? Is it you know, is it too far from the perspective to see? I should have this closer. I got my workspace in between. Let's see what you guys are looking at. Yeah, it's not the best, is it? I could come down a bit. You guys can see if there's a bulge going on or anything, you know? If he's getting excited. What's going on with this guy? Alright, I'm uncomfortable with that. Feel like you guys are voyeuring on me or something. It's like a voyeurism thing. I don't know. I don't like it. Okay. Here's what I needed to do. I need to mount this bad boy on here. And it's kind of good that I have 2x4 thickness, because I want something substantial enough to mount that in. But of course, what I really need is a 2x6, because that's not, you know, wide enough for that whole thing to sit on. And then I need 2 holes to go in there. So this is a little more work than I wanted to contend with. Like, Jesus fucking criminy. What do you gotta fucking do to just do one thing, you know? All I wanted to do was set up a fret press, get this thing going. I thought the dumbasses would have drilled the right depth. No, now I gotta come in here and fabricate this and make it all fucking work like it should. But Jesus fucking criminy. Does it really gotta be that fucking difficult, you know? And then YouTube's like, oh, we can't share his channel because he smokes weed, you know? Like, how do you even know it's weed? It could just be fucking CBD. ZBDs, man. It's all the rage. I mean, plenty of people smoke a pipe. It's all, I guess it's the shape of this pipe. I really shouldn't have a weird... Anyway, I won't get into it. It's break time, folks, and then we're going to figure this out. I got a 2x6 out here somewhere. I'm just going to switch it over. I'm going to mount it there first, so then I can just mount that right in, line it up. Boom, we're rocking. You guys feel like I got a good plan? Soul protection. Tobacco, exactly. How you been there, Big Stink? Dude, the union has spoken. If we take this too seriously, they're going to start expecting that from everybody. Then all of a sudden you got a bunch of Tom, Dick, and Harrys running around robbing Paul to pay Peter and fucking, Jack and Judy in the credit department. She's pregnant with another man's seed. The guy's fucking trying to figure out what to do because he didn't plan for such events to transpire. We got a great show planned for you guys. Buckle up. We're just getting going. I'm going to grab a 2x6. And I don't think you guys have anything better to do. It's basically we're in the apocalypse. There's nothing else better going on. You might as well watch me get my shop together. Learn a few things along the way. Adventures with Dick and his guitar dreams, because I have an idea in my head, like, it's crazy because I was doing this pottery thing. I'll explain it. It all connects together, but the guitar thing, there's an invention in my mind that could be phenomenal. Yeah, I got this nice piece here, and my miter saw is all covered in snow, so I'm just going to cut it to length here because, frankly, I don't want to overthink this. And it'll just get it going. It'll just take me a second. I'll get that cut, and then we'll get this moving. Yeah, see, this is all good. I needed to do this, and then I got the other piece I'll use to mount this to after. See, this thing fell in the snow. Let me knock this off. There's some ASMR for you. God, that's not the most level piece. See, that's why I need my planer on hand. I was almost going to get that out, and then I thought, it'll just make it too congested in here. But this will be fine. It's going to work just dandy. Okay, let's get this guy part. You need to get a good long drill bit, which I should have sitting handy. It's like you have 1,000 of them and they just disappear on you. I know, I got 10 of them at least. Real talk. A good, nice, long one. But I got it in here. Let's see. God, how can I do this and not have a drill bit on me? The most basic thing. There's got to be one down in here. Okay, there's a drill bit. Or a doohickey, you know what I'm saying? Not a drill bit, but a doohickey. God, this is just one of those stupid moments where it's like, you know where everything is but this one thing that is so simple that should be sitting in the chuck. And I can't even think of where I would have misplaced one right now. That's the biggest problem. Yeah, I still got my pottery set up. It's a little more cumbersome and difficult because it's outside. So I have an outdoor wheel. I have a real nice kiln. And when I get time in the nicer days, I tinker with it. But I'd like to get a setup where I have a bigger shop where I could, you know, basically do guitars, guns. Because you guys don't see all my gun stuff, but my gun stuff's all back there. And, you know, it's like, I would like to have a setup where I can have everything partitioned and separated, you know, into its own areas. Because it gets real cumbersome. But we'll get there, you know, one step at a time. All right. Let's see. Maybe I got something up in here. Yeah, this will work. This will get the job done anyway. Okay, we need 2 more washers. That will go well. Grab those 2 washers. Okay, one thing that's great to have is a thing of washers. Comes in so handy. Just get them all sizes. Fill yourself up. Don't be stingy either. That's the good stuff. Okay, let's see here. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna mount this piece of wood to this. I'm gonna drill 2 holes and then I'm gonna run these guys through there. And I'm just gonna do 2. I don't need to go crazy on this. You know what? How else could I do that? There's not really any other way. I just need to mark the holes, drill it out, and proceed forward. All right. Let's get a drill bit. I'm going to get some different screws for it. And then I'll get an appropriate size drill bit, but I have a feeling this is what I'll go with. Let's see what I got here. No, that's not going to work either. Oh man, I need that thing way back there. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to use this guy. I'm going to use this guy. This guy. And that guy. That'll get me where I need to go. That's why I keep all this shit around, because it just comes in handy. Now I should have used all the same diameter bit. I think this guy. I think the second to the biggest here is going to work perfect. Oh man, they don't want me to get that out of there. Okay. I drill my holes out. There we go. These things are all rusted together. Oh, I like these. This would be perfect. If I had 4 of these, they're all just twist on. I could get them perfect. Uh-oh. There we go. Perfect. All right. See if I got any more of those, because those were great. Jesus criminy. Okay, I take it back. this is nonsense because these are the non-returning bolts, so they're just basically gonna hold me up. They use their old news. We gotta move forward. Keep this thing going. This will be just fine. If we do it this way, I got a locking mechanism here to make sure it don't back out on me. Because, you know, those are those, they don't reverse easy bolts. And when the screw gets rusted like that, it's just not gonna come off easy. And then when it'll come off, I'll have to put WD-40 or a bunch of oil on it just to get the thing back screwed on. This is much faster. As long as this guy is not in the way of the press. I'm just going to stick one more in there because I don't really need this exceedingly sturdy. I mean, it just needs to hold and not be flying all over the place. Cause me a shitstorm. Let's see, let me grab my... I don't know where my damn rubber mallet is. My rubber mallet's my hand at this point. Okay. It's a long ass screw, but gets the job done. Gets us where we want to go quick, rather than fiddle-faddling around. All right. So I think that will be good right there, but unfortunately that's not going to work with positioning, so... Ah, damn it. That'll work right there, but then I can't... See, I need to get 3 foundation points here, for this at least, to be solid. And I only got 2 that way, and if I go this way... hitting that. So what I'll have to do is back this one out and put it over here, and then we'll be good. And that'll solve the problem. Because otherwise this ends up, right? Because if I can bring that to right there, I get 3 foundation points. Yeah, that'll be good. Probably get 4 there actually if I do it right. Yeah, I probably should have set the camera up better so that this could be, and the audio. You live and learn. This is probably not the most exciting to watch it from back there. Numbers dropping bad. People don't like the content. That's alright. I still gotta get this done. Okay, it's nice and solid. It's not going anywhere. Now the question is, did I run that back far enough to hold that properly? I did not. That positioning's not going to work. God, you know what? I'm an idiot. I did this wrong. I need to move this whole piece over so it kicks out that way. I won't need to recut it, fortunately, but I do need to re-drill the holes so that this is positioned right. So I got to bring it over an inch. 1 inch will be good, but that's going to have to happen. Such is life. That's the way it fucking goes. Trial and error. I mean, this is not the most sophisticated fretting setup, but I think the combination of this arbor auger and this tool, I will be able to set up stainless steel fret jobs. And I'm going to get a 10-inch radius, 20-inch long beam, but 10-inch radius. So it automatically sets that radius for you when you sand the neck. And I think that'll be a really good combination that for any like cheap ass Squier or pawn shop guitar shit you find at Goodwill, you can take that and then just turn it into a race car and do it pretty efficiently, pretty quickly. God, we're gonna have to do this all over again, folks. Just has to be that way. Maybe I should just cut another piece a little longer too. Just so I don't run into not having enough support over here. And that's the thing about work, you know, it just takes time, right? Whatever you're doing. And the better tools you got and the more prepared you are, the smoother shit goes. I wouldn't say I'm that prepared at the moment, but honestly, I didn't. You know, you get into something and you think, oh, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm not. This will take me a few minutes to set up. I had no idea that when I pulled this stupid press out, that the shaft was not going to be drilled deep enough to accept this call bit here. And so that changed everything. It's like in a moment, all of a sudden, now I got to go get the drill press and I got to set that up and do whatever the hell else it's going to take to get this show on the road. But that's all right. We'll get it going. And it won't take long. I think I am just going to cut a piece a little bit longer because I actually want a piece that after I'm done I can leave this vise on it, so then I could just ratchet clamp it down somewhere if I want to use it quickly, just as kind of like a portable vise system, which is actually how I used it before, but it was not a very good foundation, so I can improve it in the process. It's a little bit less bowed piece too, a little bit straighter. That'll work good. Jiminy fucking Christmas. Small thing turns into a big thing. But I was listening to this Nick Fuentes thing earlier. And you know, they got him all propped up right now as like a voice for the people or something. And it was the Piers Morgan Nick Fuentes interview. And they're talking about, you know, he starts it off with calling Nick a racist and racist rhetoric and all this kind of stuff. And so Nick comes back and says, yeah, I am a racist. I'll take that. I'll own it, you know. And he starts going into all this stuff about how he wants to live in a white neighborhood. And I just think it's funny, though, how people think, like, at the current state we're in, that like being really divisive is going to get us anywhere. I don't know. I mean, I don't really get how the rap is that appealing. Because you know, other than the fact that at this point, it's just hip to say really offensive things, you know, or whatever. To call yourself a racist, like that's cool now. And, and there are things he says, I guess, characterizing his racism that I don't see as an issue, you know, I mean, personally. But then he wants to take it to that whole nother level where to identify as a racist. And I get, you know, the premise of what he's saying is actually, if you listen to him, like the part about, well, everybody's kind of racist. Yeah, everybody at a certain level does have maybe certain stigmas or stereotypes or cultural type of programmed racism. You know, it's like there's all kinds of things, that different levels of psychology going on there. But then the idea that, well, the solution at this point is let's just identify as racist because, you know, the problem with it is if you listen to him, the nuance is there where he says, I'm actually not saying it as a, how did he characterize that? Because he was owning it completely, the term, but only in the sense of for safety and a statistical narrative, right? Not that he saw the skin color as bad. So then he's kind of backing off of it. But it's like that's what the people want these days, right? They want someone to just go out there and say what, I guess, whatever it is that people aren't supposed to say or aren't saying, then say it. That gets everybody excited now. Like we're going to have some big movement and solve a bunch of problems, when really the solution for any skin color is the same. If you're down with liberty and rights and freedoms and basic principles of honor and integrity, which don't need to be characterized as rights and principles. It could just be the universal law or the law of love, you know, the love your neighbor as you would yourself. Numbers dropping. Jesus criminy. I thought I was going to have some real talk here. Jiminy Christmas. Jiminy Christmas. It's a terrible term. I don't know what I'm saying that for so much. I guess it's that time of year. It's Christmas, folks. All right, let's get this thing sealed up here. I guess in my mind this would be more exciting content than it is, because I get into this stuff, and I guess if YouTube shared it with people that are actually fixing guitars, it might be kind of interesting. But then do you want to hear the guy talk about the modern politics and all that kind of stuff? Well, I guess I do. So I guess that's why I'm here, because that's what I do, right? I fix guitars. I fix my fucking house. I fix my cars. And I listen to YouTube shit while I do it, and then once in a while I'll jump on a panel. Because I think I got something to say or whatever. God, that's a long bolt. It's a long one. But you know what I haven't seen people do with regards to what I'm talking about, and that I think would actually be interesting, and I guess I'd have to do a more polished video and actually try my hand at editing and see if I could actually do a better product, but is to take this call and compare it to the standard call as far as having the separate ones to insert in and see, well, which one actually, and then also using a drill press versus using an arbor press to actually position and press in the frets, because you can actually just stick the bit right in there and press it down like that. But I would prefer to have a dedicated system. That way I can get this really stable, really level, and have a nice, I'll custom build a wood platform, like a neck call, if you will, to hold the neck. That'll be good though. I'm liking that word call right now. I feel like it's articulating what I want to say. Okay, so we'll come down a bit before we screw anything in. Let's make sure we're on point with what we're trying to do. I should have definitely positioned the camera better though. My angle with that is not good. Yeah, that'll be perfect because I can get all four in. I should have just enough room to move that right in there, and then it's not hitting that auger, because you know this vise has an auger there that I don't want to hit. See, that almost looks like I'm pretty close. I will put some stuff here just to make sure I don't mar up these threads before I actually go. Or I might even change out these plates to wood. But that's probably not necessary. I bet I could just put something in there as a buffer. I'll put the little plastic over it. Or just throw some kind of mylar in there. Poly material of some sort. But I think that's looking good. We're going to definitely need to come down more. Okay. We got ourselves a bit here. And you know what? This can just be the way it goes. We'll see where we're at, but this might be just... No, it's perfect. It'll be fine. I just got to make sure I have it nice and level. Right? Because it's wanting to... I might need to countersink this back screw to make sure it's not obstructing the feet of this. Although, perhaps not, because that looks pretty. As long as I'm level. Right? Yeah, that's pretty good. As long as I'm level, that should do the job. And then that's just going to take it that just ever so extra bit, not much. It's really not far. And I don't want to go too far because I want to make sure that it still hits bottom so that the weight is not all on that shaft. So I think that's going to work right there. I think that will be good. Now it's just a matter of securing it in here in a way that does not mar this up. And I guess also keeps it completely straight, right? Okay, did I move? There we go. So this can move just a shad at this point. And no, I'm going to want to take that in though. That's not right. Yeah, I'm better to be that way, if anything. God damn it. Yeah, it wants to move as soon as I set that screw. This one I can go straight down, so I'll probably get a little better set. Still move. Let's see if I can get that back though. If I can just get two of them set right. Now we want it right there. Okay. So I'm just going to put one more screw in. And then I'm going to really secure this first before I put the other two in. Ah, that didn't set right. Damn it. It's alright. Split out on me there. Nope, that's not going to do it anyway. Alright. Yeah, before we put that second one in, let's make sure we got a system for this. Just gonna wrap this a couple times. Again, this doesn't need to be anything military grade or Air Force spec or nothing here. We're talking about a press for pressing in frets on guitars. But I could use it for other stuff, and I'd like it done at least respectably. Now this is probably not the best material because I could catch fire, so let me use something else. If we just do the rubber on there, that should do it. Where are my rubber covers for that? This will work. Alright, that's set pretty nice. I can just come back just a hair before I tighten it up here, just to get it. Now what I want to check is it level up and down, right? So that I'm not coming in at an angle. So I need to get a small level out. And then of course this shit's in the way. So what I need to do is take it out, put my buffering material on either side, maybe with some tape. That way I got a level side here and I can run the level up, make sure I'm level on all sides. I have a level platform, so we're starting good with that, but now we got to do the fine measurements to make sure we're completely level with that drill, which should be level because this whole thing's level, and then this thing being level so it comes right in, and you know, not have a lot of extra friction because this bit is just slightly smaller than the hole that's there, but just big enough to make this shaft go in perfectly. And see, as you can see, the shaft stops there. So for whatever reason, when I measure the depth of this, I'm getting a weird measurement. It has something to do with the tip of this drill bit. Must be like an 1/8 of an inch or something. But yeah, we'll cut that up. We'll tape that on there. We'll get that level. And then I think I'll put a drop of this knife oil or machine oil in the hole just so that we got a little bit of lubricity. And then I'm just going to run the bit nice and slow. I'm going to take the bit off too though, and I'm going to remeasure that because even though I've measured it twice, I just feel like it needs to be deeper. I'm going to push it in that hole there and see what the hell I'm missing here, because it doesn't look right to me. And I don't want to move forward with it if everything's not in order. So when I press that down, right, and then this, it's off by like 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to have to set another 1/8 of an inch on this guide. I saw that the first time. I kept going with it because I was like, well, that's what the caliper says, but I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, you know. I got a little mark here, though. Okay. Go about 1/8 of an inch down there. Oh no, there's my mark right there, Jesus. I saw something else faint that I thought was the mark. See, and that's how we screw it up, get the measurement wrong. And then the part's completely screwed. And then what are you going to do? It's not like they're going to send you this little shaft. You're going to have to go buy the whole press again. Which would be really stupid, right? Okay, I don't need that much painter's tape. In fact, I'm going to rip a little bit off. It's unnecessary. Alright. That's going to do better for our cause. Still leaving just a little bit there as a buffer, so it's completely inside, but you know, anyway, that's what she said. Okay, I'm going to cut some of this up. Just like so. Yeah, and I think one of the main things, if I'm going to do this, which we got 4 watching now. I mean, I think I need to get the camera angle better so you can actually see the work while I'm talking. It sounds like the audio was okay. I'm assuming that's still on point, and y'all can hear the timbre in my voice. Yeah, because so there's so much grease, that's never going to stick to it. Maybe I can clean this off. But I doubt it. With this much grease, I doubt that painter's tape will even stick. And if you can imagine, I took the logo off of a headstock of my Fender guitar with painter's tape the other day by accident. Just by covering it with some fucking painter's tape. So I was real bummed about that. And I talked to this other guitar guy and he goes, I'd have to see that to believe that. And I said, well, I'll jump up right now and show you it happened. Almost like people aren't buying my story. It's like, why would I lie about that? It happened. It was terrible. I experienced it. You know, I went through it on my nice, expensive Fender, having the logo come off. Not that I give that much of a shit about the branding, it's about the resale. It's about some other dickhead who really cares about that logo. And so he's willing to now jack you around and try to offer you $1,000 less on a $3,000 guitar because you got some cosmetic problem. Sorry, buddy. I'm going to keep it. Now I just gave myself a reason to keep that guitar for a long, long time, but I'm going to really get it dialed in, too. Okay. We're looking good here now. What's happening, you tell me? Just so you know, so you're clued in, we're making our new drill press work with that fret press right there. And that's got to happen. It's got to be done. And I just added these here so I can get a level on this side and really make sure that shit is in here the way I want it. Stuff is in here. Okay, I need a little level now. A little level. I got a little level around here. Need a small one. Need a small little level, you tell me. I know I got a handful of small levels. I should have them all in one place. Be easier to find. Alright, break time. Break time. Time for a break. Anyway, I'm smoking some tobacco right now. And I like tobacco. It used to be an old-time past tradition, you know. Men would sit around and smoke their backy pipes. Tobacco pipes. Okay, we gotta find a small level. I know where it is. It's down here. I remember where I put them. Okay. There's going to be a small level in this box right here. You know, having a lot of tools is both a blessing and a curse, right? Because if you got a lot of tools and you really got to make sure you you have a good organizational system. Like, for example, I was looking for these little needle nose pliers the other day. And I know I'm going to need that soon, so I'm just for an angle. So I'm going to keep those there. Just because I'm glad I found them. I think I'm on track with the level here. Okay. If I had a little smaller level, which I do around here, I have a smaller level, like one that's actually about half that size, but it's only got one measurement. This one might be better because it's got all the measurements there. Actually, I think this will be perfect. I'm glad I found this. Yeah, this will be ideal. So we're going to get this on the back of this now. Make sure that's level. This is already level. They can't say nothing about this at this point. When they're talking shit, this is level. Now that's got to be level. We got the bit set at the right depth. It's not the best quality bit. I got other bits if I got to grind through these. And I got maybe some better quality ones up there. But because I know I'm just going to tear the fucking bit up, I just figure I'll use one of these cheapy Amazon bits. Supposedly with the, it's got the good coating on it, but I'm sure that'll wear right off. We're getting somewhere though, folks. Yeah, it's coming together. Now, after we get this set, right, we're going to want to put a couple more screws in here too. Just make sure everything's solid as hell. Not going anywhere. I'm going to even just put a vise grip on the end of this, even though I screwed it down there. Because now that we're getting closer to doing the job, I just want as much stability as possible. And everything to line up. And we're doing this like Earth is flat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, we're acting as if there is no curvature when we do this little process. Everything's level here, right? It's all a flat plane that we're working with. And why does it work that way but not that way? So that could help that, but not that. It should be the same size. I got a better idea. Let's just take this one and just run it this way. And that will be just fine and dandy. Yeah. Getting solid here. Shaking a little bit. Oh yeah. We're fucked. Oh well, we tried. We gave it a good try. It didn't work out. This whole thing. Sorry, guys. It's time to just give up now. We'll do that in a minute. All right. Crash test dummies. Is that an omen of how this is going to play out here? It's just going to go everywhere. The press is going to start spinning, and it's just going to come cart off the wheels, just rattling all over the place. I'll hopefully be impaled quickly, so it's not like some drawn out, anguishingly painful death of sorts. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I should have got the camera angle better. I think that's where I really screwed up here. You think so? You tell me. It's hard to see, right? What I'm working on. I should have it all this like right here maybe. I should have thought that out. I wasn't very prepared. So let's do this right now. Let's not fuck around. Let's not do this like flow state doing drywall, you tell me. You know what I'm saying? Let's not have a flow state drywall moment here. Where you just gotta walk away from it all and... So that got pretty bad though, huh? That whole drywall gate thing. Drywall gate, man. Okay, let's see here. We got this level here. No, that's not level. That's level. Ah, shit. Don't tell me. Okay, we're looking pretty fucking solid there, folks. Damn it. Right there. Okay, so that's level. Now, of course, this moved just a shad. Well, fuck me then. Ah, what a bitch. I needed to, that's, this is the deal. This is why that machine vise is so much better. Right? Because you can move it multiple ways. Well, not this one, but no, this is not. I got other vices that will go both ways. I got another one down here. Maybe I should pull that out. I'll be able to get it though. I can, you know what? I can finesse this. So we don't need to fuck around with that. I just want to make sure it's nice and level though. And I think that's the most important thing. Is that everything lines up true. Yeah, that should work. And now we'll just have to see again if it's level after moving it like that. One word of advice. Yeah, that moved a bunch. When you put these, so I doubt it's going to be level now. Let's check it out, though. These fucking gloves, though, boy, when you try to screw in a screw, they'll get snagged in those screws quick. You'll be all tied up. You got to keep your hands free with that. Okay. Believe it or not, it's pretty damn close to level. If I could just kick this out just a shad down here. There we go. Yeah, we're perfect. We're perfect there. Now this is just off just a fucking hair. There we go. Yeah, fortunately this bottom table still can move. I haven't locked that up yet either, so I got a little movement both ways there. Okay. Let's put this in and let's check the level again. So I'll do it right here. Okay, and that's perfect too. It actually just moved it just a hair, so it just slides in there beautifully. I knew that would happen. I planned that on that last little screw there. Now let's see. Tighten that up a bit. Okay. What am I forgetting? Do you guys see if am I forgetting anything? Am I being a dumbass? I think we're looking good, right? Put a little oil in there. I'm gonna put some safety goggles on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, these safety goggles are terrible. Let me go get a better pair. I use these for painting and shit. And finishes, and well, I tried to clean them out. They're still pretty gnarly. But let's make sure we're all good here. Alrighty. Yeah, that's all working good. Let's make sure that this is level again. Let's check it again. We're still level. That's still good there. God, let's see if I can get a... it's level that way. I mean, that's not a measurement we really need, but... what we need is that measurement, but unfortunately... Can I just... Yeah, how would I get on there with the obstruction of that? If I come down a bunch... No, I can't go down much further. Yeah, that's as far down as she goes. See, that's why I need a shorter level. You know what? I got one. I know I got one. Look, right here. And you know, this isn't even the one I was looking for, but this will work. This will work brilliantly, actually. So let's take this off. Let's pop that right on there. Uh-oh. Yeah. Ah! That ain't gonna work. How am I gonna fucking get this? Yeah, I need it to be... Yeah, this ain't gonna work. I need a straight edge over here to make that work. I got something else. Unless, wait a minute, this should work this way, right? No. If it is, it's completely level. No, but that's just measuring this. No, it's not. Here. Okay, we're level there. And really, the only other thing we need to check is that. or this, and we're golden. So if I can just get something a little smaller. Which I know I got something here. Is that it? No. Where would I have put that damn piece? No, I'm not sure where I have it at this moment. Yeah, oh, it's back here. It's back here. It's back here. There we go. Not this bad boy. Well, that says I'm at a perfect 90-degree angle, so that's pretty decent. Yeah, that works the same. Does the same thing. Okay, so we're good to go there. We're level on all ends. Don't want that to hit there. Tear that off. Just so that's not in the way. Yeah, I do not want that. The whole thing needs to go just such a shad that way. Let me lock this up. Yeah, that's good right there. We're good to go. Okay, I'm gonna grab my glasses and we're gonna do this. Yeah, these are just better safety glasses all around. Do a better job of can't see shit. Really? It's that bad? God, you know what? You tell me you're probably right. There's probably a zoom on this thing. You make a good fucking point. Where is the zoom? Video capture properties. Configure video. Brightness, contrast, hue, sharpness, gamma, white balance, backlight, comp, gain. Camera control. Exposure, zoom right there. Why isn't it allowing me to zoom? Oh, that sucks, man. It's got the zoom feature, but it won't let me access it. It's doing a low light compensation. The exposure's 6. Man, it should let me hit that zoom, but it won't. But that's the, you know, good on you for proposing the idea. For whatever reason, it's that feature is not activated. So the software has it, but maybe the camera can't do it. Configured crossbar? No, I don't need that. Yeah. I gotta do something, you tell me, because this is terrible. I can do better. Anyway, I apologize. I gotta do this, though. So, let me just get this done. Just make sure this is nice and tight one more time. Okay. All right, we went about 1/128ths of an inch. We're about 128ths of an inch in here. Yeah, it's getting nice and warm. And that drill bit, we're getting our money's worth on it if it's going to even do this. I probably need a better bit. They didn't plan for this with this bit. We're slowly getting there. Jesus, how long is it gonna take me to cut through this? Said it was good for steel. I'll be here all day. I'm gonna see if I got a better bit. Something a little bit more machine rated. Or machine grade. I wish I could show it to y'all better though. That's unfortunate, you know. You guys are kind of getting screwed on the other end of the deal here. You're not able to really see the magic, if you will. All right. just don't want it getting too hot. So I'd rather take it in slow increments. I don't think that bit's designed for it, but I think it is going to do it. It looks like we're halfway there, I'd say. So we'll see if we can press down the other half. I gotta have better ventilation. I don't want to breathe that smoke coming off there. God, that's a harsh taskmaster. See what I got up here. These ones are supposedly titanium coated magic bits, so let's see if we change to a different bit here, how that works for us. Hey, dumbass, you're gonna have to move this to get the bit out. Hey, dumbass. Well, we'll see if this is any better, you know. Okay, that should line right back up. And it does, so we're good there. I'm not going to put a bunch more oil down there because honestly that stuff was just burning. And I feel like there's got to be some lube. If it starts seeming like it could benefit, I'll put more in there. I don't want it to get too hot either. Okay, we got that nice and tightened up. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, that one, it kind of kicked out some oil right out of the gate. Actually spurted out at me. Right through the hole in the shaft. I feel a little bit violated. Let's put a little bit of oil in there just to maybe keep down on the heat. isn't that something? It's pulling the... It's almost like a bluing that it's on a rifle, you know, where it's got like that black surface on there and it's kicking it all out, even on the top here. We're getting there slowly. I'll tell you what, those bits dull fast. Because that bit did something for about 5 seconds. About 5 seconds it did its job. Well, I guess I got a lot of bits I could just fly through, but... Oh, you know, I could try to sharpen up that bit. Oh, that thing looks terrible already. Well, hey, at least we know that... Fuck, man. I mean, when you think about how cheap this was, this device... and the quality of that steel and how well that's made. Considering all the other cheap shit you get. It's just astonishing. It's like a life hack tool right there. $45 for that thing. Alright, let's put a little more oil in. See if we can burn this bit out. Get anything else out of it. And then I'm going to switch bits. Because I do want to get the job done. I just put way too much oil in. I do want to get the job done. Jesus fucking criminy. That stuff is solid. Woo! That shit ain't moving, you tell me. Shit ain't moving. That ain't good. I did not think it'd be that hard to drill into. Especially with these fancy titanium bits. Like, man, that thing, I'm not trying to go that far. Fuck it, let's put another bit on. I mean, I want to get the job done. It's like, Jesus criminy. Jiminy Christmas. Jiminy Crickets. Fiddle farting around with this thing and it ain't even moving now. It ain't even moving. Damn it. Okay, that bit's going to be hot, so we're not going to just grab that like a buffoon. And the bit's basically torched, so I'm not really worried about the integrity of the bit. I don't resharpen these cheap-ass bits anyway. Maybe that's why I can't drill anything, is because I got these cheap-ass bits. See if we can do any better this time. I'm not even worried about taping it. Because at this point, I know that bit's going to wear out before I get the depth I want. I mean, I guess I can go to the store and try to get a better bit, but I really don't want to have to leave just for a damn bit. Tch. It might have moved a half mil. God. What, am I going to blow through all my bits for this? I got a bunch of bits here. That guy's way too big, right? Yeah. Where would I have some much better quality bits, huh? Boy, I don't need that heater on anymore. It's getting warm in here. Well, shit. Let me look at this one. Oh man, did that tear that up? I could probably sharpen that though pretty quick. Let me see here. Triangle file. Just to clean that up a little bit. See if I got a better metal file for that to actually clean that up a little better. This is where having some nice guitar tools comes in handy. Yeah, that cleans it up. Maybe I'll get another couple turns out of it, you know. It's a cheap ass bit, but might as well keep getting our money out of it, going as far as we can with it. Well, that is hot though. I'll tell you what. It's definitely getting some friction down in there, that's for sure. Yeah, I think after this I'm going to grab some lunch. And then I'll come back and I'll see if I can change the angle so maybe y'all can see what I'm working on, because it is pretty lame for me to do a stream. I figured my talking would be entertaining enough, you know, my incredible personality. But I get a bit focused and it's hard for me to keep my jaw wrapping. Oh, I don't like that. That's not good. That's where you want it to be, right there. Wow. That actually made some progress. I mean, that was better than the bit when it was stock. That little tool did a good job of sharpening that up quick, because that actually was better than stock. I got further. Yeah, that's hot. That's gotta cool. Oh yeah, you can see the tip of that thing is just... Damn. Damn. We're getting there though. Shit, if I could just get another 1/16 of an inch, I think I'd be satisfied. Here, let me get this out of here. Yeah, it's not quite there, guys. We're not there. That's wishful thinking. I got some work to do. This is just ridiculous. I'm gonna have to get a better bit. That's all it comes down to. I mean, this process will work. I just need a better bit. So that's what you get for cheap Amazon bits that they say are decent. You know, I mean, I guess they would cut through sheet metal, but when it comes to something this this solid, it's just not going to do the job. So I'm gonna go get some lunch. Nice hanging out, y'all. Cheers. Hopefully I can do a better job in the future across the board. This was pretty lame, but it's real life.